Imagine finding a single penny that could be worth more than a luxury car, a dream home, or even your entire yearly salary. It sounds impossible, but for a lucky few collectors, that dream has become reality. Hidden among billions of ordinary coins are a handful of Lincoln Wheat Pennies so rare and valuable that they have sold for staggering amounts of money at auction. Most people pass these pennies every day without giving them a second thought. They sit forgotten in old jars, tucked away in family collections, or buried deep inside boxes that haven't been opened for decades. Yet some of these tiny copper coins carry secrets that make them worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. Today, we're counting down the top 3 most valuable Lincoln Wheat Pennies ever discovered. These legendary coins have fascinating stories, incredible minting mistakes, and values that continue to shock the numismatic world. Make sure you stay until the very end, because the number 1 penny on this list has a history so unbelievable and a value so enormous that it could completely change the way you look at every penny you find from this day forward. Have you ever wondered if a single penny could be worth more than a stack of $100 bills? Imagine reaching into an old coin jar, digging through a dusty collection inherited from a grandparent, or opening a forgotten piggy bank that hasn't been touched in decades. Among those ordinary-looking coins could be a small copper penny that most people would overlook without a second thought. Yet some of these pennies have sold for hundreds, thousands, and in extraordinary cases, even more. Today, we're uncovering the fascinating story of the 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny with no mint mark, a coin that continues to attract collectors and treasure hunters across the country. At first glance, it looks like just another old cent, but hidden beneath its copper surface are secrets involving rare eras, remarkable history, collector demand, and surprising values. But here's where things get interesting. Some of the most valuable examples don't immediately stand out. In fact, one tiny detail could change everything. Stay with me until the end, because what happened next shocked collectors, and the value may leave you speechless. The 1950 Lincoln Wheat Penny, without a mint mark, was struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a period when America was entering a new era. The Second World War had ended only a few years earlier, and the nation was experiencing economic growth and optimism. Millions of pennies were produced to support the booming economy, and most entered circulation immediately. Because Philadelphia coins traditionally carried no mint mark during this era, collectors identify these coins by the absence of a letter beneath the date. While millions were made, not all 1950 pennies are created equal, and that's exactly why collectors continue searching for them today. The history of the Lincoln Wheat Penny series is one of the most beloved stories in American numismatics. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the coin became the first regular-issue United States coin to feature a real historical figure. By 1950, the wheat penny design had already become an American icon. Children saved them in jars, merchants handed them out as change, and families stored them away without realizing that future collectors would eagerly seek specific dates, varieties, and era coins. Looking at the obverse or front side, you'll find the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces right, his expression calm and dignified. The word liberty appears to the left, while the date 1950 sits to the right. Above Lincoln's head is the motto "In God We Trust." Most people never notice this, but subtle differences in strike quality, luster, and surface preservation can dramatically affect a coin's value. 2 pennies from the same year may look similar to the average person, yet one could be worth a few cents, while another sells for hundreds of dollars. Turn the coin over, and you'll see the famous reverse design that gave the series its nickname. 2 wheat stalks curve gracefully along the left and right edges of the coin, framing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above them appears EPLUBUSUNUM. The design symbolizes America's agricultural strength and remains one of the most recognizable coin designs ever produced. The warm copper color of a well-preserved wheat penny can be especially beautiful, and collectors pay substantial premiums for examples that retain their original red mint luster. The 1950 wheat penny weighs 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. It is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This copper composition gives the coin its rich reddish-brown appearance. Because copper reacts with the environment over time, original red examples are significantly scarcer than brown or red-brown specimens. This tiny detail could change everything when determining value, because color designation often plays a major role in collector demand. But here's where things get interesting. While ordinary 1950 Philadelphia wheat pennies are common, certain era coins and exceptional examples are anything but ordinary. Collectors constantly search for doubled dies, repunched mint marks on other issues, die cracks, die breaks, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other unusual minting errors. Even though the Philadelphia issue has no mint mark, numerous striking anomalies have been discovered over the years that make certain examples highly desirable. One of the most sought-after categories involves dramatic off-center strikes. These occur when the blank coin planchet is not properly aligned during striking. The resulting coin displays a portion of the design shifted toward one side, creating a visually striking error. Depending on severity, values can rise substantially. Another popular category includes broad strikes, where the coin is struck outside its retaining collar, causing it to appear larger and distorted. What happened next shocked collectors when unusual die cracks and retained die breaks began appearing in specialized collections. These errors occur when the dies used to strike coins develop fractures. As the cracks expand, they leave raised lines and unusual features on the finished coin. Some examples are minor, while others create dramatic visual effects that collectors eagerly pursue. Double-struck examples also generate excitement. These coins receive more than one strike from the dies, often resulting in overlapping images that are immediately noticeable. Such errors are significantly rarer than ordinary coins and can attract strong bidding whenever they appear at auction. The combination of rarity and visual appeal makes them especially desirable. So how do you identify a potentially valuable 1950 wheat penny? First, verify the date and confirm there is no mint mark beneath it. Next, examine the coin under magnification. Look for signs of doubling in the lettering, date, or Lincoln's features. Inspect the surfaces for unusual strike characteristics, die cracks, or other anomalies. Pay close attention to the coin's color. Original red specimens are much scarcer than most people realize and often command significantly higher prices. Condition is one of the most important factors affecting value. A heavily worn coin may only be worth a modest premium, while a pristine mint state example can be worth substantially more. Collectors especially seek coins with strong strike details, original luster, and minimal contact marks. Professional grading services evaluate these factors carefully, and high-grade examples often achieve impressive prices. Auction records reveal just how much collector demand exists for exceptional examples. Circulated 1950 wheat pennies are generally affordable, but certified mint state red specimens can sell for hundreds of dollars. The finest known examples, especially those graded at the very top of the scale, have achieved prices reaching into the thousands. Rare-era coins often command even stronger premiums, particularly when they feature dramatic and easily recognizable minting mistakes. Next up, we're diving into the fascinating story of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny, a coin that most people overlook, but that continues to attract serious attention from collectors across the country. At first glance, it appears to be just another wheat penny from the 1950s, but beneath its copper surface lies a world of rare errors, valuable varieties, exceptional condition rarities, and auction records that might completely change the way you look at your spare change. But here's where things get interesting. Some of the most valuable examples don't announce themselves. They hide in plain sight, waiting for someone who knows exactly what to look for. Stay with me until the very end, because what happened next shocked collectors, and the value may leave you speechless. The 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny was struck at the Denver Mint during one of the most prosperous periods in American history. The country was experiencing rapid economic growth, suburban expansion, and technological advancement. Millions of pennies flowed through the economy every day, helping facilitate countless transactions. The Denver Mint produced a massive number of cents that year, and each coin carried a small D mint mark beneath the date on the obverse. While many people assume a coin with such a large mintage cannot be valuable, experienced collectors know that rarity is only one part of the story. Condition, eras, varieties, and collector demand often make all the difference. The Lincoln Wheat Penny series had already become an American classic by 1953. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it represented a revolutionary moment in United States coinage. For the first time, a real historical figure appeared on a regularly circulating American coin. Over the decades, generations of Americans became familiar with the design, and by the 1950s, wheat pennies were a common sight in cash registers, piggy banks, and pockets across the nation. Looking closely at the obverse reveals the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Lincoln faces right with a calm, thoughtful expression. Above his head appears the inscription "In God We Trust." To the left is Liberty, while the date 1953 and the small Denver Mint mark sit on the right side. Most people never notice this, but strike quality can vary dramatically among 1953 D cents. Some coins display exceptionally sharp details in Lincoln's hair and coat, while others appear softer due to differences in die condition and striking pressure. The reverse features the design that gave the series its famous nickname. Two elegant wheat stalks frame the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above these inscriptions appears EPLURBUSUNUM. The design symbolizes agricultural prosperity and remains one of the most beloved coin reverses in American history. A well-preserved 1953 D wheat penny with vibrant original color can be surprisingly beautiful, especially when viewed under proper lighting. The coin weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. It is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving it the warm reddish appearance that collectors love. This copper composition also means that environmental exposure plays a major role in determining condition. Coins that retain their original mintred surfaces are significantly scarcer than those that have toned brown over time. But here's where things get interesting. The 1953 D wheat penny has become especially popular among collectors because of several valuable varieties and minting eras. One of the most discussed is the 1953 D repunched mint mark variety. During the minting process, mint marks were punched into the working dies by hand. Occasionally, the punch was applied more than once, creating a visible overlap or doubling effect. On certain 1953 D cents, careful examination reveals evidence of this repunching. Collectors eagerly search for these varieties because they represent a fascinating glimpse into the minting process. Another category attracting strong collector attention involves doubled die characteristics. Although not as dramatic as the famous 1955 double die cent, some 1953 D examples display minor doubling in letters, numbers, or design elements. These varieties require magnification to identify properly, but knowledgeable collectors know they can carry significant premiums. What happened next shocked collectors when unusual die cracks and die breaks began appearing on certain examples. As mint dies aged and deteriorated, they developed fractures that transferred onto the coins they struck. Some die cracks appear as thin raised lines, while larger die breaks create dramatic features that immediately capture attention. Era specialists actively seek these coins because no two examples are exactly alike. Off-center strikes represent another exciting category. These errors occur when the blank planchet is not properly positioned between the dies. Depending on the percentage of the off-center strike and whether the date remains visible, values can rise substantially. Broad strikes, clipped planchets, and double strikes have also been discovered among 1953 D cents, adding even more excitement for collectors. This tiny detail could change everything. Many collectors focus entirely on the date and mint mark while overlooking color designation. Professional grading services classify copper coins as red, red-brown, or brown. A coin retaining its original bright red mint color is significantly scarcer and often dramatically more valuable than a similar coin that has turned brown. That single characteristic can mean the difference between a modest collectible and a highly sought-after rarity. Identifying a valuable 1953 wheat penny begins with examining the mint mark. Look for signs of repunching or unusual characteristics under magnification. Next, inspect the lettering and date for possible doubling. Study the surfaces carefully for die cracks, die chips, and striking anomalies. Finally, evaluate the coin's overall condition and color. Sharp details, strong luster, and original red surfaces are highly desirable among collectors. Condition plays an enormous role in determining value. Many 1953 cents circulated heavily and suffered decades of wear. Finding a coin with full mint luster and minimal contact marks is far more difficult than many people realize. High-grade examples certified by professional grading services often command impressive premiums because collectors compete fiercely for the finest known specimens. Auction records tell an incredible story. Common circulated examples may only be worth a small premium over face value, but high-grade mint state red examples have sold for hundreds and even thousands of dollars. Premium certified specimens with exceptional eye appeal consistently attract strong bidding. Rare errors and repunched mint mark varieties often bring additional premiums, especially when authenticated and graded by respected services. Collector demand remains exceptionally strong because wheat pennies continue to be one of the most popular series in American numismatics. New collectors are drawn to their affordability and historical significance, while advanced collectors pursue rare varieties and elite condition examples. The 1953 issue occupies a unique position because it offers opportunities for both beginning collectors and specialists seeking overlooked treasures. Most people never notice this, but many valuable coins spend decades hidden in ordinary collections. A penny stored away in a family album since the 1950s may retain beautiful original surfaces and sharp details that make it far more valuable than a heavily circulated example. Sometimes the most important factor isn't rarity at all, it's preservation. Counterfeit and altered coins also deserve attention. Some individuals artificially enhance surfaces to imitate original red color, while others attempt to modify mint marks or create fake varieties. Always verify the weight, diameter, and overall appearance of a coin before making assumptions about value. Professional authentication is often the best way to confirm a significant discovery. Now we arrive at the moment every collector waits for. The highest value 1953 wheat pennies are not the worn examples found in everyday circulation. The real money comes from top-grade mint state red specimens, rare repunched mint mark varieties, and dramatic mint errors. Some of the finest certified examples have sold for several $1,000s, while exceptional error coins can command similarly impressive prices. The value may leave you speechless because these coins began as ordinary 1-cent pieces that millions of Americans spent without a second thought. That possibility is exactly why collectors continue searching through old jars, inherited collections, estate sales, bank rolls, and forgotten boxes tucked away in attics. Every wheat penny carries the potential for an exciting discovery. Somewhere right now, a valuable 1953 wheat penny may be waiting for someone to recognize its hidden significance. If you enjoyed uncovering the secrets of the 1953 Lincoln Wheat Penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another hidden treasure story. Tell us in the comments whether you've ever found a wheat penny and what year it was. Your next discovery could be worth far more than a single cent. But don't go anywhere just yet. The next coin on our list has produced some of the most unbelievable discoveries in the history of coin collecting. Hidden errors, mysterious varieties, and auction prices that stunned experts have turned it into a legend among treasure hunters. And trust me, what you're about to learn next is even more surprising than this incredible penny. Next up, the fascinating story of the 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny, one of the most searched-for wheat cents among collectors who dream of finding valuable errors, rare varieties, and high-grade examples. At first glance, It seems like an ordinary coin from the 1950s. Millions were made, and millions circulated across America. But here's where things get interesting. A small number of these coins possess characteristics that separate them from the rest, and those differences can mean the gap between a penny worth 1 cent and a coin worth thousands. What happened next shocked collectors when certain examples began appearing at auctions with prices few people could have imagined. Stay with me until the very end because the value may leave you speechless, and one tiny detail could change everything. The 1956 Lincoln Wheat Penny was produced at the Denver Mint during one of the most prosperous decades in American history. America was booming. Families were buying homes, businesses were expanding, and everyday commerce required billions of coins. The Denver Mint worked tirelessly to meet demand, striking hundreds of millions of Lincoln cents throughout the year. Every one of these coins carried a small D mint mark beneath the date, identifying Denver as the place of origin. Most entered circulation immediately and spent decades changing hands across the country. Yet among those millions of coins, a select few would eventually become prized collector items. To understand why collectors continue searching for the 1956 wheat penny, we need to appreciate the legacy of the Lincoln cent itself. Introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, it became the first regularly circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the coin quickly became a symbol of American history. By 1956, the wheat penny had already become a familiar part of everyday life, but few people realized that future generations of collectors would carefully study every detail of these humble copper coins. The obverse of the 1956 wheat penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln facing right. His thoughtful expression, detailed hair, and strong profile create one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage. Above Lincoln appears the motto "In God We Trust." To the left is Liberty, while the date 1956 and the small Denver Mint mark appear on the right. Most people never notice this, but the sharpness of Lincoln's hair details can tell experienced collectors a great deal about strike quality and potential value. Turning the coin over reveals the classic reverse design that gave the series its famous name. Two wheat stalks frame the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above these words is EPLUBUSUNUM. The simple yet elegant design celebrates America's agricultural heritage and remains one of the most beloved coin reverses ever created. On well-preserved examples, the wheat kernels appear crisp and sharply defined, creating a stunning visual effect when combined with original mint luster. The 1956 wheat penny weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. Like most wheat pennies of the era, it is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. This copper composition gives the coin its distinctive reddish appearance. However, over time, exposure to air, moisture, and handling causes many coins to darken. This tiny detail could change everything because original red examples are significantly scarcer and often dramatically more valuable than brown examples. But here's where things get interesting. The 1956 wheat penny is famous among specialists for several collectible varieties and minting anomalies. One of the most discussed is the RPM, or repunched mint mark. During the 1950s, mint marks were manually punched into working dies. Occasionally, the punch was applied more than once, creating visible doubling or overlapping impressions. Certain 1956 RPM varieties have become highly desirable among collectors who enjoy searching for subtle but valuable differences. Another area of excitement involves double die characteristics. While the 1956 does not possess a double die as dramatic as the legendary 1955 double die cent, minor double die varieties have been identified. Careful examination under magnification can reveal doubling in letters, numbers, or design elements. These varieties attract strong interest because they demonstrate imperfections in the die creation process. Happen next shocked collectors when unusual die cracks and die breaks were discovered on certain examples. Mint dies endure tremendous pressure during coin production. Over time, tiny fractures can develop and eventually appear on the coins they strike. Some 1956 D cents display dramatic die cracks that add both visual appeal and collector interest. Era enthusiasts actively search for these unusual pieces because they represent unique moments in the minting process. Off-center strikes also command attention whenever they appear. These errors occur when a coin blank is not properly aligned between the dies during striking. Depending on the percentage of the design missing and whether the date remains visible, values can increase substantially. Broad strikes, clipped planchets, and double-struck examples have also been documented, creating exciting opportunities for collectors who specialize in mint errors. Identifying a valuable 1956 D wheat penny requires patience and attention to detail. Begin by confirming the date and locating the D mint mark beneath it. Use magnification to inspect the mint mark for signs of repunching. Carefully examine the lettering and date for possible doubling. Look for die cracks, strike anomalies, and unusual characteristics. Finally, assess the coin's overall condition and color. Coins retaining original red mint luster are often worth significantly more than darker examples. Condition remains one of the most important factors affecting value. Millions of 1956 D cents circulated heavily and accumulated decades of wear. Finding a coin with full original luster, minimal contact marks, and sharp details is surprisingly difficult. High-grade mint state examples are much scarcer than many people realize, which is why advanced collectors compete aggressively whenever premium specimens become available. Auction records demonstrate just how strong demand can be. Common circulated examples generally sell for modest premiums over face value, but certified mint state red coins often reach hundreds of dollars. The finest known examples have sold for several $1,000s at major auctions. Rare RPM varieties and dramatic mint errors can command additional premiums, especially when certified by respected grading services. Collector demand remains exceptionally strong because wheat pennies continue to rank among the most popular American coin series. New collectors enjoy their historical significance and affordability, while experienced numismatists pursue top-grade examples and rare varieties. The 1956 D occupies a particularly interesting place because it offers both accessibility and the possibility of discovering hidden treasures. Most people never notice this, but many of the most valuable coins are hiding in collections that haven't been examined in years. A coin placed in an album during the 1950s may have remained protected from circulation, preserving its original red color and mint luster. Those characteristics can dramatically increase value. In some cases, a coin that appears ordinary at first glance turns out to be an elite condition rarity worth far more than expected. Counterfeit and altered examples present another challenge. Some individuals artificially enhance brown coins to imitate original red surfaces. Others modify mint marks or attempt to create fake varieties. Always verify the weight, dimensions, and design details carefully. Genuine examples should weigh approximately 3.11 grams and display consistent characteristics. Professional authentication can provide valuable peace of mind when evaluating potentially important coins. Now comes the moment every collector waits for. The highest value 1956 D wheat pennies are not the heavily worn examples found in everyday circulation. The real money comes from top-grade mint state red specimens, rare RPM varieties, and dramatic mint errors. Some elite certified examples have sold for several $1,000s, while extraordinary error coins can achieve equally impressive prices. The value may leave you speechless because these coins started life as ordinary 1-cent pieces used for everyday transactions. That possibility is exactly why collectors continue searching through old jars, inherited collections, estate sales, flea markets, coin albums, and forgotten boxes tucked away in attics. Somewhere, right now, a valuable 1956 D wheat penny may be waiting to be discovered. Every old penny tells a story, and some stories turn out to be worth far more than anyone could imagine. If you enjoyed uncovering the secrets of the 1956 D Lincoln Wheat Penny, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss another hidden treasure story. Tell us in the comments whether you've ever found a wheat penny and what year it was. Your next discovery could be worth much more than a single cent. But don't leave just yet. The next coin on our list has stunned collectors with hidden varieties, extraordinary errors, and auction results that continue to amaze experts. And trust me, the story behind that coin is even more unbelievable than the one you've just heard. Thanks you so much.